What's up, fellow humans? My name is D-Long, and today we are back with a brand new video. And today we are going to be playing some zombies while I sit you on my lap and tell you a little story about something that happened the other night that was pretty nutty. Anyway, as always, I'm not good at cut commentaries, which, as you guys can probably see from my track record on my YouTube channel, the last time I did one of these was I was in my apartment, which I might in of itself make a story time on about what happened to the apartment, because that was a shit show. I just know I will for sure have to blur out some names, maybe make up fake names. I figured I'd do another commentary, like I said, about something that happened the other night. So I'm just gonna get right into it. Oh, and by the way, I joined Team Vacant once again. If you guys remember them, it's from back when I was making content on the grind months and months ago. I think probably a year ago. So I rejoined them now that I'm back. I've been really good on content grind lately. I've been doing a bunch of different games, a bunch of different starting up some new series. I believe in the last 13 days I've uploaded maybe 6 or 7 of those days. So that's pretty good for me considering how I've been doing, and my track record lately of saying I'm coming back and then just going dark for another 5 months because I can't keep my shit together. But I have a pretty good feeling that we're back for the meantime, at least while my girlfriend's in college right now, as I stated, or as she's finishing up college, because the last thing I want to do is bug her, because my god, I am a pain in the ass. But anyways, enough messing around, let's get right into it. So, speaking of my girlfriend, I was hanging out at her house over the weekend. I stayed over a couple nights, but she usually goes to work about 6:30 in the morning, so I'll stay over, and then I'll just usually leave, take off in the morning a little bit earlier, or right about the same time if I'm not dropping her off. But the other night, I figured I would just head home. I also didn't need a stream, so I ended up just heading home. So I get in my car, and I start it up, and I start driving. And I see this guy about maybe, I don't know, probably 3-4 houses down. And without the lights on, because I forgot to turn my truck lights at that time, it just looked kind of like a normal guy going for a stroll. He's standing there, and he's standing off to the curb a little bit. Figured he was just getting some fresh air. I'm driving, I see him, but as I'm getting closer, he's just kind of standing there. He's looking at the ground at first, so I'm a little confused. So being the curious guy that I am, I shined my high beams on him. Why? I don't know. The last thing I want to do is not draw any attention to myself. I'm just a curious little boy. Did notice he's not wearing any shoes, which, to be fair, when I go outside my house in the front yard sometime to go do something, I tend to not wear shoes because I'm too lazy to put my flip-flops on, because I know I'm going to come right back in and lay right back down because I am as lazy as it gets. I think it's normal. I'm not going to judge the guy. I mean, I've done enough in my lifetime. I have no room to really judge anybody for anything. But then I noticed this guy doesn't have a shirt on, which again, you know, it's still summer, it's hot, I get it. This guy's not wearing a shirt. So I keep driving, you know, I'm getting closer to him, but I'm not scared because, again, no shoes, no shirt. I mean, hey, it's summertime. He's not going to wear anything. It's hot outside. It's like when I walked out, it was probably about 85 still, which is disgusting. As I get kind of eye level with him to where he's at my driver's side door, pretty much. If I was to stop, he could walk, he could make a beeline right to my driver's side door. He started spinning around, and which at that point it kind of seemed a little bit of a red flag for me. I mean, it's one thing to go walking barefoot, but it's next to start dancing out of a Cinderella movie at probably 10 o'clock at night, which, I mean, again, I'm not judging, I just think it's a little weird. Now, my little weird suspicion turned into, oh shit, this isn't good, when man pulls out a frying pan. Yeah, I don't know who let Gordon Ramsay out of his house to go for a midnight stroll, but I had no reason as to why he could be doing that until it dawned on me when he started spinning around and busting out these, I want to say Michael Jackson moves. I mean, this man was putting in the work. I mean, he was swinging that thing like a lightsaber while just hitting the nastiest dance moves. It was crazy. In retrospect, I don't know if it was dancing, but he was doing something. It was incredible, to say the least. I was thoroughly impressed for the most part, because he wasn't harming anybody. He was just having a fun time with a frying pan until he got mobile. He started walking, which at that point, okay, now it's a little bit of a concern, because now he's on the move with a frying pan. And I'm looking around, there's no other person in sight, so I'm just trying to figure out where this guy came from, really. I mean, he could not have gotten far. Like, this guy looked like he was getting distracted by every little thing that was near him, including myself, because he looked at me, and when he saw me is when he started swinging that frying pan, so I'm going to have to duel this guy. I'm kidding, I did not do that. I didn't fight anybody, although that would have made this video a hell of a lot better, but my girlfriend would have actually murdered me if I did. Anyways, this guy's now starting to get a move on. Now, the only concern at this time is he's now walking towards my girlfriend's house. Now, I'm going to put up a picture. I had to obviously cut out the street signs, but it's really blurry, but just to get an idea of kind of the situation. I mean, it really wasn't a situation. It wasn't the part I'm going to tell you about. But overall, I mean, he was more of a danger to himself at this point. My man was on a mission with that frying pan. I don't know whether it was to go cook up some eggs somewhere or to just beat the living hell out of any person he just came into contact with. But he made a beeline. He starts walking down the street. So I'm honestly, at this point, I don't want to call the cops just because he hasn't, okay, legally, he hasn't done anything yet. Yes, does he have a frying pan? Yeah. Is he dancing like a maniac? Yes. Is he spinning in circles? Yes. But is he really hurting anybody? So I felt like, at least in this day and age, when cops already are kind of iffy on coming out to calls unless it's something really serious, my thought process was, okay, I don't really want to bother them if I don't actually have to, because I'm safe in my car, my girlfriend and her family are in the house, that's great. He's walking down the street, he's getting some things off of his chest, or draining off whatever drugs he just took in the last 5 minutes, because it was clearly something. But then it takes a concern when he starts looking into this car that's parked to the left of me. He starts looking and he starts swinging. Now from my angle, I couldn't see if he hit the car with his frying pan. I'm not going to sit here and say that he did if I didn't see it. I like to have a lot of evidence before just saying things. So I don't know. He was swinging around the car. I don't know if he hit it, but he was definitely close to it. And he definitely was looking in the windows, where at that point, okay, now it's a little bit of a concern. I don't really know what he's planning on doing. He then goes across the street to my girlfriend's house, and he's kind of on the side, like he's right next to our mailbox, which at that point, me being as overprotective as I am, I'm not going to let anything happen. So of course I'm going to stick around, just make sure this guy doesn't do anything. Do I want to have to get out of the car and do absolutely anything? No, I don't want to, and I did not have to. But if I had to, I would have. He starts walking towards the mailbox, and I'm thinking, oh my god, this guy's gonna try something. So I pull kind of next to the drive-through, God, I'm fat. I pull up next to the driveway, and I'm just kind of looking at him, but keeping my distance, because this guy's so disoriented. I could probably have walked up to him and poked him, and I don't think he would have known anything that's happening. He walks by my girlfriend's house. I get a little bit of a sigh of relief. He starts on his way down the treacherous journey down the street. I call my girlfriend anyways, just to let her know, you know, hey, you've got a frying pan wielding nut job out here. Just want to give you the heads up. My girlfriend stays inside for a little bit. Then she ends up coming out once she makes sure that he's gone. They did end up calling the cops just because, I mean, I guess in retrospect, he was kind of a danger to himself because he obviously didn't know what was happening. He clearly didn't know where he was at, and I suck. Alright, so we're back. I just had to sit for 15 minutes with the fact that I'm just not the gamer I was anymore, and I just suck at everything I touch. We're following him down the street just to make sure, because our biggest concern is, if you see the picture, I'll put it up one more time on the screen. Like I said, it's a little blurry, but straight down the road, you'll see a traffic light, and that's like the main road. And I guarantee you, if this guy would have made it to that main road, either he would have caused an accident, or he would have been ran over. We're following him. My girlfriend's in the car with me now because she wanted to go check it out, because we're all just we're very nosy people. We both want to make sure that this guy kind of steered away from the main road. He was standing in the middle of the... My God, my voice cracked. God, am I 16? But he was standing in the middle of the road quite a bit, just swinging. I mean, he was stable for a minute, just not really moving anywhere, just standing there, just practicing his karate moves with the pan, using them like they were nunchucks. And there was a few cars that went by. Some had to swerve out of the way, and I mean, he wasn't really fazed by it. He just kept swinging more and more. Cops finally pull up, and again, with everything going on now and the whole release policy, I don't really even know if they arrested him. I didn't stick around too long after to find out. I guess what they did end up doing, according to my girlfriend, cops went to the house that they believed was where he came from, and they knocked on the door, and apparently no one answered. So I don't know if they just left the poor guy there or if they took him to the station, because again, he was looking into cars, and I do believe at some point, I never got around to figuring out if he did, but he was on his knees up against another car a street down, and he was looking at the car, but then he pulled something back and a couple papers went flying. So I don't know if he opened the car door. That part was never cleared up for me. And I'm sure it won't be. I'm sure if he did break in, I'm sure the owners of the car the next morning noticed that stuff was gone, and that'll be a whole separate thing. But it was more than what I needed to do at that time. I just needed to make sure that the guy was good, and that he wasn't in anybody, because he was walking onto someone's property a few houses down from my girlfriend's house. Like, he was on their property. Like I said, the cops came, they took him, and that was really the end of it. I came home and streamed where I had a terrible night of Fortnite and was very angry, which if you want to come see me get angry or just laugh or just come have a good time with me, be sure to stop by my Twitch, twitch.tv/dlong. As of right now, we are really only doing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. My girlfriend says I have a terrible sleep schedule, which she's not wrong. I really do need to fix it. But as of right now, I really feel like it's the only time I have available to stream, just with my upload schedule and really trying to get all of my things together. So that's my story time for today. I know it was a simple one. I have a lot better ones coming for you. I just really kind of want to get back into the swing of things, get back into just talking to a camera, which I'm good at doing when I'm making just regular gaming videos like Let's Plays and stuff. But when I'm actually talking about my gaming experience, I got to learn to just treat this like my journal. But I want to start doing story times too, and just ranting about my day and just dragging you along my cartoonish life. Well, with that being said, I'm gonna go try to win out this game because I am a beast at zombies. I love you all to death. I'll see you guys there, and I'll see you guys in the next upload. Bye bye.